Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to Amy's English Cafe, the place where we sip good English and leave feeling a little better than when we arrived. I'm your host, Amy.
And I'm Chris, the co-host who absolutely did not spill coffee on himself before we started recording. Everything is fine.
The paper towels on the desk tell a different story, Chris.
We don't talk about the paper towels. We only look forward.
Okay. We will ignore the coffee mess. So today, everyone, we are talking about something really lovely, how to describe a peaceful day in English.
Ooh, I feel like I should whisper for this episode.
You know what? A little softer wouldn't hurt. This is a calm topic. No stress, no rushing, just nice, natural English for everyday life.
Perfect. I'm already relaxed. Someone bring me a blanket and a nice hot drink.
We want you, our listeners, to feel that same way. Grab your tea, find a comfortable chair, and let's learn some English.
Absolutely. Let's dive in.
So, Chris, let me start with a question. When was the last time you had a truly peaceful day?
A truly peaceful day. Not just a day where I happened to be doing nothing, but a day that actually felt calm. A day that was, dare I say, completely tranquil.
Ooh, tranquil. Let's stop right there. That is a beautiful, slightly difficult word. Let's explain it for our learners. What does tranquil mean?
Tranquil is a wonderful adjective. It means completely peaceful, quiet, and without any worry. A lake with no wind is tranquil. A quiet forest is tranquil.
Exactly. It's a step above just quiet. It has a feeling of deep peace. So tell me about this tranquil day of yours.
Okay, so last Saturday, I woke up without an alarm, which felt like winning a small lottery, made a big cup of tea, and just sat by the window for a while. No plans, no phone, no drama. It was my own little sanctuary.
Sanctuary, another great advanced word. You are full of them today, Chris.
I brinked a lot of vocabulary with my coffee this morning.
So, a sanctuary is a safe place, a place where you are protected from the noise and danger of the outside world. If your home feels like a sanctuary, it means you feel completely safe and relaxed there.
Exactly. And actually, no drama is a very natural, simple phrase in English.
It is. You can say, it was a quiet day. No stress, no drama. Drama usually means big emotions, arguments, or sudden problems. A peaceful day has zero drama.
Very useful, especially on days when the Wi-Fi is working, nobody needs anything from you, and the neighbors aren't drilling into the walls.
That is the dream. Okay, so let's get into some basic language. The first and most useful phrase today is simply, it was a peaceful day.
Simple, clean, beautiful.
Or you can say, I had a peaceful day. Both are natural and both sound great. Listeners, try saying it out loud right now. I had a peaceful day.
And just to be clear, peaceful doesn't mean boring, right?
That's such a good point. Peaceful means calm, quiet, and not stressful. Boring means nothing was interesting and you wanted something to happen. They're very different feelings.
Boring is when you're watching paint dry because you have to. Peaceful is when you choose to sit on a park bench and watch the clouds, and you're actually enjoying it. It's intentional.
Ooh, intentional. Let's react to that one too. What does intentional mean?
Intentional means you did it on purpose. You made a choice. A peaceful day is often intentional. You decided not to work. You decided to rest.
Perfect. So learners, here's your first major tip. Instead of just saying, my day was good, try adding a small detail. For example, I had a peaceful day. I stayed home, made some tea, and read for a while.
Details make your English sound so much more natural. It's the difference between I ate food and I made pasta and ate it on the couch like a champion.
Please never stop talking, Chris.
That's the plan.
Okay, now let's talk about mornings, because a peaceful day often starts with a peaceful morning, and I love this phrase, a slow morning.
Oh, a slow morning. Yes. Tell me more.
A slow morning means you're not rushing. You wake up, you move gently, maybe you make coffee or tea, sit quietly for a bit. You ease into the day instead of crashing into it.
My mornings are usually more crash than ease, to be honest. It's quite hectic.
Ah, hectic. Let's highlight that one. It's the exact opposite of peaceful. Hectic, Hectic, means full of busy, rushed, slightly stressful activity.
Yes, a train station at rush hour is hectic. Trying to find your keys while you're already 5 minutes late for work, that is hectic.
Exactly. So we want to avoid a hectic morning. When you have a slow morning, you can say, I had a slow morning, and it set a good tone for the whole day.
Set a good tone. I like that. It means the morning made the rest of the day feel good, right?
Exactly. The tone is the general mood or feeling. If you start calm, the rest of the day usually stays calm. Or you can keep it simple. I had a slow morning, no rush, just coffee and quiet.
I want to frame that sentence and hang it on my wall. No rush, just coffee and quiet.
Now, what are some other things people do during a slow morning?
Well, some people like to read. Some people just look out the window. And some people like to do something a bit more rejuvenating.
Ooh, good word. Let's pause for rejuvenating.
To rejuvenate someone means to make them feel young, fresh, and full of energy again. So a rejuvenating morning activity might be some light stretching or washing your face with cold water.
Right. The quiet morning was very rejuvenating. It gave me my life energy back. Now, here's another big phrase, and I think a lot of people will relate to this: staying off your phone.
Oh, that one hits hard.
Right? You can say, I stayed off my phone for a while, which means you didn't check it, didn't scroll, didn't look at messages or news.
And the difference it makes is kind of shocking. I tried it once and the morning felt 3 hours longer in the best way.
It's true, because the moment you pick up your phone, the whole world walks in through the door. You're instantly bombarded with information.
Bombarded? Let's explain that one.
To be bombarded means to be attacked with a continuous flow of things. Usually we use it for bombs in a war, but in modern life, we say we are bombarded with emails, notifications, and news. Too much information coming at you too fast.
Exactly. Someone's opinion about politics, an email from your boss, an ad for shoes, suddenly you're stressed before breakfast. You feel totally overwhelmed.
And overwhelmed is another great emotional word. It means feeling like there is too much to handle and you can't cope. So, to stop feeling overwhelmed, you stay off your phone.
A really useful sentence for this is, I stayed off my phone in the morning and it helped me feel calm.
Yes, or you could say, I had a screen-free morning. That's very popular right now.
A screen-free morning. No phone, no TV, no tablet. Just you and your thoughts. Which, honestly, can sometimes be a scary place, but we're aiming for peaceful here.
Okay, learners, quick check. Let's practice speaking. Here are the phrases we've covered so far. Repeat after Chris.
It was a peaceful day. I had a slow morning. I stayed off my phone for a while. It helped me feel calm.
Beautiful. Keep those. Use those. Practice saying them in the mirror.
Say them to your cat. Say them to your coffee cup.
Now, let's talk about a phrase I really, really love. I finally got a moment to breathe.
Oh, that's a good one. It sounds so human.
It does. So, a moment to breathe doesn't mean you forgot how to breathe before. It means life was busy and full. And then, finally, you had a pause, a space, a little quiet.
Like after you finish a huge project at work, or after you finally get the kids to sleep and you just sit back and go, whew, okay, I'm still alive. I have a brief respite.
Ooh, respite. Excellent vocabulary.
Respite is a short period of rest or relief from something difficult or unpleasant. A break.
So, a moment to breathe is a conversational way of saying a respite. You can say, after a really busy week, I finally got a moment to breathe.
Or, the morning was hectic, but by the afternoon, I got a moment to breathe.
And that's such a natural, everyday phrase. It tells people not just what happened, but how it felt. It builds empathy. All right, let's talk about 3 really useful verbs now. These are verbs we use specifically for resting. The first one is unwind.
Unwind. Love this word. It actually feels nice to say. Unwind.
Unwind means to relax after a stressful or busy time. It's what you do after the hard part is over. Think of yourself like a tight ball of string. When you relax, you unwind the string so it's loose again.
So, I like to unwind with music after work.
Perfect. Or I went for a walk to unwind. Or I watched something easy and funny to unwind.
Not a thriller movie. Thrillers are not unwinding. Thrillers are the opposite. They wind you up tighter.
Very true. Unwind is cozy, low stress, gentle stuff.
Tea, soft music, a show where nobody gets chased by a monster.
Now, a very similar word to unwind, and this is a slightly advanced one, is decompress.
Decompress. Love this one.
Let's explain it. To compress something means to squeeze it tightly together under pressure. Decompress means to release that pressure. We use it for deep-sea divers coming back to the surface, but in conversation, we use it for our minds.
After that massive meeting, I need an hour to decompress. It means I need to let the pressure out of my brain before I can act like a normal person again.
Exactly. Now, our third word in this group is recharge.
Like a phone battery.
Exactly like a phone battery, except for your brain and your physical energy. When you recharge, you rest so you can be strong again later.
So, I stayed home because I needed to recharge.
Or I went to bed early to recharge. Or a quiet weekend alone helped me recharge.
And this is so much more natural than saying I took rest, which is something English learners say a lot, but it sounds a little unnatural to native speakers.
Right. Take rest isn't quite how we phrase it. In natural English, we say, I rested, I needed a rest, or I needed to recharge.
I needed to recharge is so modern and relatable. Every Friday at 5 p.m., my battery is at 1%.
Let's give our listeners a few phrasal verbs. Native speakers use phrasal verbs constantly when talking about a peaceful day. Chris, what's a good one?
How about chill out? It's very casual. I'm just gonna chill out this weekend.
Yes, chill out is great. Another one is kick back.
Ah, kickback, like literally kicking your feet back and putting them up on a table or a footstool. I can't wait to go home, kick back, and watch some TV.
And one more, wind down. This is very similar to unwind, but it specifically refers to the end of the day, preparing your body for sleep.
Yes, I usually read a book to wind down before bed. If you don't wind down, you'll be lying in bed staring at the ceiling because your brain is still going at 100 miles an hour.
Exactly. Now, what if you rest too much? There's a word for that feeling when you are so relaxed you almost can't move.
Oh, you mean feeling lethargic?
Lethargic. Let's explain that one.
Lethargic means having zero energy. It's when you feel heavy, sluggish, and you don't want to move at all.
Right. Sometimes a peaceful day turns into a lethargic day if you stay on the couch for 12 hours straight. But usually we're aiming for calm, not lethargic. All right, let's talk about what happens inside your head during a peaceful day. A really common phrase is clearing your mind.
Oh yes, I needed to clear my mind.
To clear your mind means to let go of stress, worries, or busy thoughts. You feel less tangled up in your head.
Like when your computer browser has 50 tabs open at once, the music is playing from somewhere, everything is lagging, and you just need to close some tabs.
Yes, that's the perfect metaphor. Too many mental tabs. Your brain is running out of memory.
So you can say, a long walk in the forest helped me clear my mind.
Or, I sat outside with my coffee to clear my mind.
Or, I put on some instrumental music and it helped me clear my head. Wait, you can say clear my mind or clear my head, right?
Yes, clear my mind or clear my head. They mean exactly the same thing, and both are perfectly natural. Since we have some extra time today, let's open up the cafe mailbag. We've received some messages from listeners asking how to talk about peace in specific situations.
Ooh, I love the mailbag. What's our first question?
This is from Maria in Spain. She says, I have 3 young children and 2 dogs. My house is never quiet. How do I express that I just want 5 minutes of peace without sounding angry?
Oh, Maria, we feel your pain. Well, you don't have to yell. You can use the word solitude.
Solitude, great word. Let's react to that. Solitude means being alone, but in a positive, peaceful way. It's not loneliness. Loneliness is sad. Solitude is a choice to be alone to find peace.
Exactly. So, Maria, you could tell your family, Mommy is going to her room for 10 minutes of solitude. Or, more casually, I just need a few minutes of quiet time to recharge.
That's perfect. Okay, next question is from Kenji in Japan. He asks, how do I describe a peaceful moment that happens in the middle of a very busy workday?
That's a great question. You could say, I found an oasis of calm.
Oasis. Let's explain that. An oasis is a spot in the desert where there is water and green trees. It's a safe place surrounded by harsh conditions.
Right. So if your office is crazy, but you find 10 quiet minutes in the break room, that break room is your oasis. You can say, having my coffee by the window was a nice little oasis today.
Excellent advice, Chris. Let's do a quick role play to show how to use these phrases in a real conversation. Chris, you are calling me to ask how my weekend was.
Ring, ring. Hey, Amy, how was your weekend? Did you do anything fun?
Hey, Chris. You know, I actually didn't do much at all, and it was exactly what I needed. It was a really peaceful day.
Oh, nice. Did you just stay home?
Yeah, I had a very slow morning, made some tea, stayed off my phone entirely. It was so nice to finally get a moment to breathe.
Sounds amazing. I feel like my weekend was so hectic, I need another weekend to recover.
Next time, just try to kick back and clear your mind.
And scene. Give us an Oscar.
We are excellent actors. All right, let's put everything we've learned into a longer story. Chris, can you describe a full, peaceful day using today's phrases?
I'll give it a go. Okay. My Saturday was incredibly peaceful. I started with a very slow morning. I stayed off my phone completely so I wouldn't be bombarded with news. After lunch, I finally got a moment to breathe. I went for a walk by the river, which was really refreshing, and it helped me clear my head. In the evening, I read a book to unwind, and honestly, by the end of it, I felt completely recharged.
Refreshing. Let's just quickly stop at that word.
Oh yes, refreshing. It means something makes you feel cool, clean, and energized. Cold water on a hot day is refreshing. A cool breeze is refreshing.
Exactly. That was an excellent description, Chris. Natural, detailed, and full of great vocabulary.
I am occasionally impressive.
Occasionally. My turn. My Sunday morning started out a bit hectic, to be honest, because I had to clean the kitchen. But in the afternoon, things slowed down and I got a moment to breathe. I made a simple meal, stayed off my phone, and just enjoyed the solitude. By the evening, I felt calm and recharged, like myself again.
Like myself again. I love that ending.
It's a simple but really expressive phrase.
Let's pause for expressive.
Expressive means it shows feeling or meaning very clearly. Like myself again is expressive because it shows exactly how you feel inside. When you've had a stressful time, you feel stretched or tired, like you're a different person. When you finally rest, you can say, I feel like myself again. Okay, learners, let's do a quick review of all the key phrases from today's episode. We talked a lot today. Ready, Chris?
Ready. Listeners, say these with me.
I had a peaceful day.
I had a slow morning.
I stayed off my phone for a while.
I finally got a moment to breathe.
I like to unwind with music after work.
I needed a day to decompress.
I stayed home to recharge.
The walk helped me clear my mind.
I feel like myself again.
And the bonus sentence, one of my absolute favorites, I didn't do much, but it felt really nice.
That one deserves a mug. Put it on a mug.
Chris and his mugs. Seriously, I would buy that mug.
That is it for today's episode of Amy's English Cafe. We hope this felt like exactly what it was meant to be, a calm, peaceful, useful little English lesson.
Practice these phrases in real life. The next time a coworker or a friend asks, "How was your day?" don't just say good. Give them some detail. Try, "It was peaceful, actually. I had a slow morning and finally got a moment to breathe."
We want to hear from you. Leave a comment below our podcast and complete this sentence. A peaceful day for me is... It can be one sentence. It can be simple. Just practice.
We read all the comments. We love them. Reading them actually makes our days more peaceful, honestly.
They really do. If you enjoyed today's episode, please give us a like, hit subscribe, and share Amy's English Cafe with someone who's learning English and maybe needs a little bit of calm in their life.
We'll see you in the next episode, rested, recharged, and ready to learn.
Take care of your English, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you at the cafe soon. Bye.
Bye, everyone.